Hi, this is Ben Couch, and I'm the owner of Koryu Crafts. And we had a request for our inaugural video to do a piece on sword cleaning and just how to maintain our blades and keep them beautiful on into the future. So I've got my personal wakizashi here, and we're going to walk through a couple details on cleaning today. So there are two main types of cleaning that I usually find myself running into. And the first is just your maintenance cleaning that you do. Everyone has their own schedule, but I do about every month or so for all of my blades. And that's just cleaning the blade, making sure it's properly oiled and doesn't develop any rust. So to do that basic type of cleaning that we do every now and then, I'm going to remove my sword and just give it a quick wipe down. Take off any surface items that might be there. And then we go to this uchiko, which is actually powdered polishing stone. And that's why it's so good at cleaning off the blade, is because it's actually the same kind of stone that we'd use to polish in the production of a blade. So I'm going to tap this every few inches down the length of the blade. Doesn't need to go crazy. And we'll hit the mune as well. And having applied that, I'm simply going to wipe it off. And that will take off some of the just basic surface material. You'll see it turns a little bit brown. It just kind of polishes off any oxidation that's happened on the blade and gives it a quick little cleaning. Once you've run a section of blade with the uchiko powder, if you do it again, make sure to switch the part of the towel that you're wiping with so that you're not rubbing those contaminants back into the blade while you're trying to clean it. From there, all I need to do is, I've got a piece of cotton that is, I just cut up old t-shirts. No need for anything really special there, but I've soaked it with, or applied a little bit of choji oil. You don't need to soak it, just a little bit will do. In fact, you don't want too much on there. It'll just kind of get gummy and runny while it's sitting in the saya. So I'm going to get a different section of cloth now and just take off any extra choji oil so it's not sitting on the surface of the blade. And that will conclude my usual maintenance. So I do that with each of my swords about every month or so. One thing in terms of maintenance that's real good to just make sure you're staying up on is the fit of the habaki. If this is, especially on a sword that you're not using regularly, it's just kind of sitting for visual enjoyment rather than actual practice, you want to make sure you've got a tight fit on the habaki, because that forms a seal with the saya. And that helps to keep the air from getting in there and helps to stop rust before it can start, just by having something approximating an airtight seal. So if it's getting loose in there and just you turn it up and it falls out, that's bad for practice, bad for safety, and it's also just bad for the blade to sit with that airflow. So the other situation that we find ourselves cleaning blades in is after typically tameshigiri or sumonogiri practice, the actual cutting of targets. And the first advice I'd give everyone is, I see some strange things on YouTube, people cutting fruit and pumpkins and just a lot of very unconventional target items. I'd just say that those have sugars in them and other chemical properties that we really don't want getting in contact with the blade that we care about. So I'd advise you to stick to normal mats, just stay conventional with it so that you're not getting something on your sword that 6 months down the line we find out you didn't get off, and then it requires polishing to fix. So one of the debates in tameshigiri practice is keeping the cloth in our gi, or our keiko gi, to wipe the blade. So after the cut is done, you will see some people, pull out their cloth, clean their blade, put the cloth back, and only then once the blade is clean, will they put it back in. I've seen very high-ranking practitioners do it both ways. Some just finish the kata like usual, put the blade back in, but this is important when they go back to the sidelines, especially if they're in a competition or when they finish their kata. They always pull their blade out and knock the saya, if there's any pieces of tameshigiri mat on the blade that got stuck in the saya, they want to knock that out. So that's an important piece of things. When you do tameshigiri, you should have a cleaning station. So just in between, when we go home at night, we'll give the blade a full cleaning that I'll show you now. But in between, you go up, cut, and you get done. You go back to the cleaning station. There should, just keep some water and a sort of a towel like this is fine. This is just a shop towel, a blue shop towel, very affordable. This one is from Scott's. I like those a lot. And just get it wet, wipe down the blade, and then put a coat of oil on it. Put it back in the saya and you can go back to cutting. But when you go home for the day, what I recommend is that to get all of that, since we've done a lot of work and done some heavy duty things with the blade that day, good old-fashioned original formula Windex will just strip everything off the blade that we want to take off. That includes the oil, so we'll need to re-oil the blade. So what I do when I'm in that spot, I've cut with my sword, I just squirt, 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 squirt down the blade. I take my shop towel and wipe it off. So now we've got everything off the blade. And then I just follow the same procedure. I do my uchiko up and down the blade and on the mune. Take a different portion of the shop towel, wipe it down again. Take my cotton with choji oil on it, wipe it down the blade. Take my shop towel one more time with a different piece of the towel again and wipe it off. And that's how you can keep your blades clean, whether you're just appreciating them as visual artwork and they are on a stand, or you're actually out there actively practicing iaido, iaijutsu, and even tameshigiri. So that should keep your blade beautiful for a long time to come.